Hi everyone and welcome once again to Darsiders 2, Definitive Edition, Definitive Difficulty Walkthrough. This is part 13 and this is the first test that we have to do to get an audience with the Lord of Bones. Now, yeah, you see me falling. I didn't take any damage though. Sometimes I take damage when I fall and sometimes I don't. I'm not sure what dictates that I should take damage or I shouldn't. Maybe it's because this is like an exploration part, and maybe if it is an actual dungeon or combat scene or something like that, I would take damage if there is a falling area somewhere you can fall. So it's still really hot and I having power outages. I'm still having problems with my power, problems with internet. At this very moment when I'm recording this, I don't have any internet, so I can't really, upload anything at all. And it's getting on my nerves, so I'm going to call my ISP tomorrow and I'm going to have a long conversation because I already called and this problem continues and they're not giving me any solutions, and I'm getting pissed. I usually just give it a couple of time to see if it gets fixed by itself. Sometimes they have problems, I understand that, or they're doing something and it takes a little time and then everything's back to normal. I've been with cuts on my internet like for 4 or 5 days already, so I'm getting pissed. So beyond that, this is the room that is supposed to be one of the harder rooms in the game. At least that's what I heard, or rather read in forums and places like that. This place is supposed to be really hard and apocalyptic, and I'm playing on Deathinitive. Jesus Christ. So I don't know. This is the first try. I didn't die here, but I did use health pots. The problem is some enemies have armor on them when they're going to attack you, so you attacking them are not going to stagger the enemy, so it's going to attack you and it's going to hit you, and this amount of enemies can sometimes like 3 or 4 or 5 can trigger that same type of armor that you cannot stagger, and when they all hit you at the same time they can kill you. In this difficulty they can kill you. That's why you see me like hitting and dodging, not staying around enemies, but like I said, this is the first try, so I don't see. I mean, I did kill that boss fight, the somewhat king. I already forgot the name. Underleveled, and he one-shotted me if he touched me. So like this is nowhere near as difficult. In fact, every single boss that I fought kinda one-shotted me, especially the secondary bosses. So I don't know. I guess I'm not feeling the difficulty yet of the Definitive Edition, if that's something that people wanted to hear about. My impressions is that this is not harder than Apocalyptic, at least up until this point. I mean, if you don't do the same mistakes that I do, like rushing bosses when you are under-leveled, then you don't have to actually put up with getting one shot. But I kind of like that kind of stuff, getting to something on the level and finding the way to beat it. So I do it anyways, but you really shouldn't have any problems or worries about playing in the Definitive Edition. This is not really hard, at least until this point. We'll see further into the game, but I kind of already kind of appreciate the difficulty, because if you make a lot of mistakes, you die. It's not an easy difficulty at all. I'm not saying that. And there I die. I fell again. And the thing is that I expected a little more about this difficulty, and I kind of expected it to be really like maybe it's like a problem with my mindset, because I come from playing Bloodborne, Blood Level 4, which I haven't finished, and that's really hard. And I came from brutal difficulty in the Uncharted trilogy, and that's really hard. So then I come to this game, and then the game is really permissive. You know, I can get hit a lot of times and I don't die usually if it's not a boss fight. And you know, I don't know, it's just, it feels easy, but I know it's kind of like coming from those games, you know, and feeling the difficulty of those games, and then playing this, and it's that disparity between difficulties that I'm feeling. Really, it's not that this is easy, but like from the time that I remember from playing Apocalyptic and then this difficulty, I'm not feeling really like the game is hardship, or like I should really get on the same level as the enemies, or I'm going to get fucked. You know what I mean? Like some RPGs that you there is no way that you can fight enemies that are over leveled, because you're going to get destroyed. I'm kind of rushing the content, and yes, I'm encountering some difficult bosses, like the one that the Post King. That's the one. The Post King that one-shotted me. But even then, I found a way to not get hit, so I could beat it anyway. So I don't know. We'll see further into the game, because things do get more complicated. But I kind of get the feeling that if you adapt your character and you play carefully, and you are not overly aggressive, and you kind of choose your skills and your weapons well, I don't believe this difficulty is going to give me a lot of trouble. That doesn't mean that I'm going to cancel this walkthrough. Not at all. I'm going to finish it. I'm just kind of, I don't know if you call it disappointed by the difficulty, but let's just say I expected something a little more harder. You know, when a normal enemy hits me, I expected to drop like 1/4 of my health, like on instant. You know, I expected a more kind of tight gameplay from my part. But I can get sloppy and still heal, so except in boss fights, of course. So I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's, as I said, maybe it's me because I come from Uncharted and Brutal, and from Bloodborne, Blood Level 4, which is really punishing for any mistake that you make. And so, you know, playing all those 3 games at the same time is kind of weird. And also Transformers, even in Commander difficulty, is really tough. Like, it's not a lot. It's really unforgiving. It's like it's unforgiving in everywhere but easy. You know, easy is easy, but even in Commander, which should be normal difficulty, or maybe it is hard, I don't know. But yeah, this is the first Animus Stone. We're going to need 2 more, and now we're gonna have a fight with bugs. Pretty exciting, right? So yeah, getting back to Transformers, even Transformers is really tough. I expect Prime difficulty to give me a lot of troubles, but I kinda enjoy that. I'm enjoying the Transformers. So beyond that, I have some other content. The SWAT walkthrough is going to come back really soon. The problem is that as I said, I haven't really. The main issue with the power outages is that I cannot really reliably record any content, because imagine if I record any of this content and I get a power cut, and I immediately lost everything up until that point. If I lose, like, I don't know, if I lose 20 minutes of footage, this game works on checkpoints. So if I lose footage and get a checkpoint, like Bloodborne, for example, if I'm recording a boss fight and then I beat it, and then I get a power cut, and it's lost. It's lost forever, because that game saves every time, and you may say, okay, so do backup data, so back up the save. Yeah, sure, I am back in the save, but I cannot back the save like every single fucking 5 or 10 minutes. That's too fucking annoying. And on top of that, if I back up every single save every single time, it just feels like I'm cheating. It feels like I'm cheating, because I'm making sure that, you know, I'm always going to be able to you know, not even lose items, because sometimes I have to go farm with Bloodborne, and I don't really like backing the data every single 5 minutes. So I'm really pissed off about the power problems that I'm having in my area, and it's not letting me record comfortably. A game like this maybe it's not such a problem if I get a cut, because this game, even though it rests on checkpoints as well, it's not really all bad, because I can actually come back to these same areas and resume what I was doing. But even so, I will lose data, I will lose progress. So I don't know, and I'm not liking this situation. That's why I said that within March, I hope sooner, but within March, the channel will get back to normal. I guess. I hope so. So that's why you see like content, like really short content, not 20-minute videos like I used to do before, like short videos. Like the Bloodborne series is all short videos, because they're all just bosses. But I had other projects running, like the SWAT project, and I wanted to do a new project as well that I never said what it was, but I cannot even begin to record that, because that's like 20 to 30 minute videos of a playthrough, and if I lose footage of a playthrough, I lose it forever. I have to start all over again. So in no way I'm going to risk losing so much data. So yeah, everything is kind of on hold, guys, and I'm really sorry. And I wanted to say it on a video itself, and not only on Twitter or on my channel, because it's serious. Like I cannot really comfortably record and just worry about not dying. I have to worry about not getting a fucking huge chunk of a game just totally, you know, thrown into the fucking trash. So we already did the first test. I guess it was all those skeletons, and we're going to do the second dungeon. We're going to go to the second dungeon to do the second test, to get the second stone, and we should have another test, and then we're going to have a boss fight, and we'll see how much am I under level for this boss fight. I think I remember the kind of boss fight that it is, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm sure I'm going to do a special video with the boss fight, and you're all going to enjoy it, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. But yeah, I'm trying to think about, you know, short stuff, short kind of videos, and the walkthroughs, the big walkthroughs will resume as much as as I can feel comfortable in not getting uh, a huge data loss, you know. So thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see each other in the second test. So I'll see you then.